was obviously JV's last start of the year. You know, considering the injuries that he dealt with last year, limited workload, and coming back to provide a full season aside from the pec sprain. Just how would you evaluate his season as a whole, especially at 42?
Based on where he is right now, I think it's a great year. We didn't give him much run support early on. The longer the seasons went on, the better he's pitched. He's found things late in the season that, by experimenting and being who he is and always determined and looking for something to make himself better, it's been, not only has it been great to watch, it's been great for all our other guys to watch too. And that started in spring training. He's made quite the impact here.
You've had to experience him from afar, from the other dugout, but what's stuck out to you the most in seeing him go about his business every day?
More just kind of who he is and how he goes about it. From the other side, you'd think it's just the talent. He goes out there, doesn't really even need scouting reports, just goes with what his strengths are. But he digs into everything he possibly can, including all the analytics. That's what I've found out about him.
I think Chris said on the radio the other day that his impact will be felt here for 10 years because of how much he talked to young guys. Have you been surprised by how willing he was to be?
I was at the beginning, yeah. I even heard some things that he kind of stays to himself a little bit. And then recent years maybe opens up a little bit more, but with us it was day one. Talking to bird songs and Roops and everybody in their bullpens before we got into games. So it's been like next level stuff.
Bob, he's obviously a free agent at 43. How do you see him helping a team, any team, and how much would you like to see him come back?
I'd love to see him back. Hey, look, he's going to get a nice offer. I wouldn't even shock me if he got a 2-year deal, based on the way he's pitched. So, obviously had the injury, and last year wasn't particularly healthy as far as the season went too. Basically made it through this year. Had that one IL stint, but I don't even think that had anything to do with his arm. I can't remember. But, it wouldn't surprise me if there were a lot of offers for him this coming year.
Another guy who's a free agent is Wilmer Flores. He's been such a key figure here for so long. What are your thoughts on his season? His bulk of his at-bats came early on, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't been able to get him in there as much as I'd like to. And, he's got 70-some RBIs. I think he's still at the tops in the league in walk-offs. His at-bats in big situations are, talk about Verlander, it's experienced and next-level type stuff. And that's why the other night I hit him, and that's kind of our last breath. I get the question, why doesn't Eldridge take that at bat? Well, Wilmer Flores is a guy here, and a guy that's respected here, and he deserved that at bat. It's tough to ask a guy to do that, come off the bench, but if anybody can do it, it's him. And I don't know that there's a more respected guy in our clubhouse than Wilmer Flores.
Is it important to you to get him a start this weekend? A chance to, if it's his last start here?
Yeah, and I'll find a way to get him in there tomorrow too.
How would you evaluate Casey Schmitt's season overall?
You know what? Look, there have been times he's been really good. Other times he's struggled some. He's had to deal with position change, which can be very difficult. He's had a ton of injuries that he's had to deal with. Seems like a couple times he's gotten hot and then gets hit in the hand and sits out for a while. There's still a lot to like about Casey. And, there's a lot of bad in there, even though the numbers might not show what he would like to of this year. But there's times he's been really hot, and there's a lot more for Casey, I believe.
There's been a lot of, you mentioned the positional movement, moving to second base. How important was, including the injuries as well, how important was it for him to navigate a full season for the first time in the majors?
Yeah, and played through some injuries and get tested defensively and, get tested offensively. This is the first year he's ever had to go through something like that at the big league level, and I think he's handled it really well.
How much do you think that the hand injury, especially the more severe one that Chapman's had this year, has affected him, maybe his consistency offensively?
It has, without a doubt. He's not going to use it as an excuse. He wants to play, but he has good days and bad days with it still. So he's gotten probably some cortisone shots that nobody knows about before off days, and It has. It definitely has affected him. And he was out for a period of time too, and probably rushed himself back a little bit quicker to try to get back so he can help the team. That's what he's all about.